Once upon a time, in the Satya Yuga, the first Yuga created by Lord Brahma, there lived a demon by the name Sindhurasura, who was extremely powerful. He was constantly engaged in the act of penance, but the power which he derived from his penance, he used for promoting evil and destruction. In time, he became so powerful that it seemed literally impossible for even the gods to defeat him. Sindhurasura used to trouble the sages and saints, imprisoning them and torturing them, always thinking that his powers were unequaled in the entire universe. When this happened, the sages and saints sought refuge in Lord Narayana and prayed to him to release them from the power of Sindhurasura. Lord Narayana assured the sages they had nothing to fear, and he promised them that he would incarnate as the son of Lord Shiva and the goddess Parvati and destroy Sindhurasura. After some time, goddess Parvati became pregnant. Now Sindhurasura came to know that the child to be born to Lord Shiva, being the expression of the goodness, would destroy him, that he would die at his hands. And so, taking a tiny form, Sukshama Swarupa, this Sindhurasura entered the womb of goddess Parvati, chopped off the head of the child and disappeared. After the 9 months had passed, goddess Parvati gave birth to a son. Although the child was born without a head, since he was an incarnation of Lord Narayana, a part of Lord Narayana himself, he was full of life. But when goddess Parvati saw her child, she cried out in despair, "Oh, look at what has happened. What is the use of having a son without a head?" But Lord Shiva consoled her and asking her not to worry, called for one of his Bhudaganas, whose name was Veerabhadra, and commanded him to go all round the earth looking for any creature that was asleep with its feet facing southwards, and to cut off his head and bring it to him. Accordingly, Veerabhadra went all over the world, but he could not find anyone asleep in that position. For the scriptures tell us that the south is the abode of Lord Yama, the god of death. As Lord Yama resided in the south, one did not sleep with one's feet towards south, for that meant that one was going towards the abode of Lord Yama. In those days, the people had great faith in the scriptures, and consequently, they consciously lived the teachings laid down in their daily life. So, as Veerabhadra failed to find any person or creature asleep in that position except for an elephant. He returned to Lord Shiva and said, "O Lord, in spite of the most extensive search, I was not able to find a human being sleeping with his feet facing southwards. However, I did see an elephant in that position, and I will go to bring back its head if you wish it." Lord Shiva agreed, and Veerabhadra returned with the head of the elephant, which Lord Shiva placed upon his body of his reviving the child to life again. Then Lord Ganesh began to grow up, and when he was still quite young, the time had arrived for the purpose for which he had come to be fulfilled. And so he departed to fight a battle with Sindhurasura upon the bank of the river Narmada. It was a long and fierce battle, at the end of which Lord Ganesh emerged victorious, having killed Sindhurasura with a weapon called Parashu. When he cut off his head, all the blood suddenly rushed out of the body of Sindhurasura and splashed upon the body of Lord Ganesh. That is why the body of Lord Ganesh is always depicted as being red, signifying the nothingness or illusion of evil when confronted by goodness or truth. And that is why the red colored stones on the bank of the river Narmada are worshipped as Lord Ganesh. After the battle, Lord Ganesh searched on the river bank for a cool, shady spot of ground upon which to rest. Seeing a tuft of cool green grass, he rested there for a while until he was quite comforted and refreshed. And when he arose, he blessed the grass, declaring that he would be pleased with whoever worshipped him with this grass. That is why today Lord Ganesh is worshipped with Durva grass. This special kind of green grass is always placed only upon Lord Ganesh and no other form of God. Thus, Lord Ganesh returned, having destroyed Sindhurasura and restored peace and harmony. In all Hindu families, the worship of Lord Ganesh is always the first to be performed, whether it be a birthday celebration, a wedding, or Satyanarayana Puja, or before taking up residence in a new house, for Lord Ganesh is the Vignaharta, the one who is the remover of all obstacles. Jai Sai Ram.